Alright, what's up guys? We are finally back working on the Lexus again. The new plate finally came in and I'm about to drop it in. If you're trying to follow along with this build, you have to go and watch the first video so you make sure you're ready to drop this plate in. Right now I'm just gonna give it one last good cleaning and then I'll throw the new gaskets on and I'll throw the manifold on it as well. So scratch what I said, we're actually gonna take the top plate off because we need to put a rubber gasket around this. So we're gonna take the top plate off first. All right, so after you rip the plate in two, you gotta lay a gasket down. I'll show you how to put the gasket on right now. And then you're gonna go ahead and bolt the top plate on. Unfortunately, I had a problem with the top plate where it was hitting the back heater core pipe. I pushed the pipe back, but I still needed a bit more room. So I ended up just shaving this down slightly. It's really not by much. Now it fits, right? So for these two cooling hoses, normally these would go into the throttle body, but since we're going to be moving the throttle body over here, we're going to just run them together. I'm pretty sure they would just help your car warm up faster, so you shouldn't really worry about that too much. If you're like me, you want to let that motherfucker warm up for how long anyways to piss your neighbors off. So I'm just going to run these two together. I'll put a link in the description for this little adapter so you can get the same shit. These are the same stock hoses. I'm not using any different hoses. These two vacuum hoses normally run into your stock air box. They're longer than this. I cut them. These are for your power steering. All they do is raise your idle when you're parked and you're turning the wheel and shit. You know what I mean? I don't really care about that. I don't even think my shit worked to begin with because I'm pretty sure one of them was broken. You can take them off and cap them down at the power steering pump, but I'm just gonna plug them together and leave it like that, and then I'll probably just fucking zip tie it or maybe stuff it under the intake when we put the intake in. But that's what we're gonna do for as far as these vacuum hoses. We'll get to the rest of them when we get to them. As far as PCV, I have an oil cap can. If you don't want to run an oil cap can, you don't have to, but I feel like it's just better to run it. I'll probably end up remounting that up there though. I didn't get a video of it, but the gasket just goes around this black edge on the bottom piece. I just put it all around. If you make a mess, it's okay.
It is not okay.
Shit happens. This is the idler pulley they gave me. This is a smooth side pulley. Normally it's a rib side pulley, but this is a smooth side pulley. I'm not sure if this is included with the kit, but if you're getting this kit, you're gonna want to ask about this. It's just so the supercharger will perform better with the belt routing and all that bullshit. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on real quick. I forgot to mention this when I was originally installing this pulley, but when you take the stock idler pulley out, there is a little insert in there. You're supposed to remove that. I just sprayed a little lubricant on it and ripped it out with some pliers. You probably didn't even need the lubricant. But yeah, so now you know to do that. And since I fucked up and I forgot to tell you guys that, I'll show you something. Got all the fuel rails pulled with all the fuel injectors, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the plate. You're supposed to use these little spacers that come with the kit to bolt it down. So I'm gonna do one side and I'll show you how that side goes right now. So now we got both of the fuel rails on. It was pretty self-explanatory. We got all the fuel injectors plugged in, coil packs plugged in. The next step to do is to lay another gasket, and then we can bolt the supercharger on top. And then I think we'll probably call it there for the night, and then tomorrow we can bolt the throttle body adapter on the throttle body, and hopefully tomorrow it starts. We got to get the fuel lines done as well, but tonight the supercharger goes on. All right.
Everything, all the other accessories get buttoned up.
So before the supercharger is ready to be bolted down on the car, you're gonna need to make a plate right here. This is for the vacuum reference for the bypass valve. This one stays open. This is for the EGR. So I made this little plate and I just have this little vacuum going into there. It's pretty simple. You can get that made at your local machine shop or whatever. And we're gonna block this hose off and this hose off with some caps that you can get wherever the fuck you feel like going. All right. This is the last gasket that we will be laying down. It's just gonna go around the supercharger, just so there's no boost leaks when we bolt this shit down. After this, the supercharger will be bolted down and will stay there. This is the gasket that I've been using. It is fuel resistant. You have to make sure it is fuel resistant. It comes in a orange little bottle. The fucking thing is blue. It's very thin like thread locker. You're gonna need this. I'm pretty sure I said this in my last video. Gonna need this shit. You're also gonna need a lot of alcohol because this is very stressful. Alright guys, it's getting towards the end of the night. We got everything just about bolted on. The supercharger, fuel injectors, all that good stuff. We went ahead and threw the throttle body adapter as well because we're hoping to have the throttle body and fuel lines on tomorrow and start it tomorrow. Right now we're cutting the belt in half so we can try and measure up how much longer of a belt we're gonna need. And then we'll go buy a few belts and hope that one fits and that we don't have to take multiple trips to AutoZone. But if we do, fuck it. It's all part of the game. Alright everybody. Thanks for watching part 2 of the install. If you're watching this as of now, the Lexus does run and I have been driving it. I've been busy trying to do a lot of other shit, so give me a minute on uploading part 3 and whatever. But until then, here's a little snip or clip, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of what's going to happen in the next video where I made some pretty dumb decisions and almost caught my car on fire. Right?
What you say? Stop. Yup.